Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're just going to make a couple mini file folders for our journals, and they're easy to make. Doesn't take that long to cut them out. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. All I did was made up a little template. I just folded a piece of paper in half, and I cut this at 5 inches wide and 6 1/4 inches long. So now when you get ready to score it, because one of these that I'm using is a little bit of not a super heavy cardstock, but a lighter weight cardstock. And when you put your paper up there, you can just score it at, because I cut it at 6 1/4, you can score it at 3 1/8. Let me see, where's my 3? Right there. So you could just score it at 3 1/8, and if you have cardstock, I would score it a couple of times. And then after you get done scoring it, then you could just use your bone folder or whatever you have to make this nice and flat. And I just kind of estimated how much I wanted cut off here. So that's why I did the extra 1/4 inch, because it gave me some drop here and I would be able to have my tab. So this paper here is 2 pieces of paper put together, so this is pretty heavy too. So I also scored it on my scoreboard because I wanted a double-sided paper, so I had to put 2 pieces together. Now all I did was I used my template, and I come up away from the fold just a little tiny bit. And it would be better when you're getting ready to do this to just open your template up. Match this up with the top of your paper. Now make sure you have this folded though, but open your template up. Just match this up with the top of your paper. And then I just drew around here. And this can be cut with your corner rounder, or you can just round it with your scissors. I'm just going to cut them straight, and then I'll use my corner rounder to cut them off. Now I already drew my line, and I'm just leaving this double. So I'm going to go ahead and cut right on my line. Now when I printed my paper, I printed them both on just regular lightweight printer paper because I knew it was going to be stiff. If you use anything heavier, it might be too hard to fold. Okay, now we can put this aside. Then I just want to round my corners. And that gives you more of a your file folder look. Now you can have these either way. On this end here, depending on how your paper is, you can just have it, you can turn it over. If you want a tab in the center, then you would just draw off each side. I just did my tabs on one end just because it was easier. Then I'm just going to decorate them up a little bit. On the front of this, I'm going to have a pocket. And this is going to be my pocket. Now, when I glue this down, I'm going to have a side tuck here, But I have to leave some of this open up here because I'm going to have a little closure that's going to hold it shut. And I want that to be able to slide in there. So I will probably want to leave like from this brown line, I'd say over here to this part of the P. I would want to leave that open. And then I would glue this down and glue around here. And then I have my pocket over here. Okay? So I can see the top of my P here. And then I'm not trying to take it off so you can't see it. I would probably go right here, maybe that far, just to give me enough room so I know I don't have to struggle to get it down in there. And I think that would be good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to use my Elmer's Craft Bond. Now, I'm not going to put a thumb notch in this. I want the little postcard to look like a postcard because I think it's cute. So let's see, I'm just going to go from here to there and there. And I'm still getting used to this glue bottle. But once you get the flow going, it continues to go. It's that initial first squeeze. Sometimes it comes out a little fast, but you can just wipe a little of it off. I just want to make for sure that I don't close my opening. So now I'm just going to kind of guesstimate where I want it to go. All my glue off. And hopefully my little opening is still there. Let's check it out and see. Yes, it is. So even though I'm going to have this as a pocket, my closure will go down in with my tags, and I don't think it's going to be a problem at all. So let's see. I have these two tags, and they're just going to slide in there just as cute as can be. And then when I slide this down in there, it should just go, it'll either go up on top of the tags or it'll go underneath them, so it's not going to matter. I think that'll work okay. We'll hope that it works okay, right? All right, now up here, I just took this little faux stamp. It has little mushrooms on it. And I just inked a little tiny bit of like the cancellation mark on it. So I inked off on here and here. And I'm just going to glue this on. I think for this little stuff, I might just use this little tip. I don't want too much glue. Upside down, that's what I thought. I'm just going to put that there. And then down on the bottom, I'm going to put this little piece of lace because I thought it needed something. But I can't go past here because I don't want to close up my pocket. Maybe that's the right way, I don't know. Let me use my Fabri-Tac. I was going to leave the bottom open because of these little lines down here, but I think it'll look cute with the lace on it. Okay, I might have to trim just a little. If I try to cut it to the exact size, then I come up short, then it doesn't look right. Okay, now I have these little gems. I got these a while back at the Dollar Tree. They just have kind of an iridescent look to them, but they're more of a flat gem. So I thought I would decorate them up, and I think the color goes just fine with the color of this paper. I must have set the glue up. And I'm just spacing them by the holes in the lace. Okay. Then on these little tags, I think I must have you clear up here. I didn't, hang on a second. I hope I didn't go off camera because like I had this, I didn't zoom it out at all. I'm just going to add a couple of gems on the top of these. And because these have like a darker red color in them in the lace, I just chose a couple of these that have like the darker red color. I hope I wasn't off camera. Well, if I am, I'll have to do my video over. And then we're just going to stick these in here. And I think that'll work just fine. Then we're going to open it up, and on this part here, I want to have a little pocket. It'll be a little pocket open 3 sides. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my 3 sides, and I've already inked these. This is just paper from a different project. So I just tore it and I inked it. I don't want to go below my fold. Something like that. Then on this, I'm just going to put in the center, Happy Crafter. And these will work good in pockets or just paper clipped in. If you wanted them glued into your journal, you could glue these 3 sides where this would stay on the page, and then you would have another tuck spot back here also. You would have another pocket. So you can do that also. All right, then down here on this side, because we have this tab that goes down, I'm going to have a little tuck spot. Let's see. Just going to leave this open. Now we have just a little pocket in there. Now, excuse me, over here, I just want to put, do I want to put it there or do I want to put it there? And these lines in here are going to give you a little bit of writing space. No, I'm going to put it up here. That was my thought. So I'm going to put this up there. Because there was some red in them tags, I thought I'd choose a butterfly that had red. And I have one of these little gems that is a lighter color red. And I didn't want to do anything to cause too much bulk inside of them. So I thought I would just use one of these flat gems. I don't think I know where I am today on the table. Okay, now for here, I just cut some coffee dyed paper, folded it, just to make a little journaling spot, and that'll fit right down in here. Then I cut this little piece of paper, and I rounded all 4 corners because I like the way it looks when you open it up. So that's journaling paper for there. And that'll go right in here. And then when it's closed, you won't see anything. So just to dress up the paper a little bit, I took the same kind of lace that I put on the front, and I'm just going to put it across the top here, just to give it a little something. And it doesn't take away from your journaling spot. And we'll just open it up, make sure I didn't glue it shut. And that just sticks up a little bit. And when that sits down in there, well, I think that's kind of cute. We're going to do the same thing on this. And this is just the other half of that one. And I really like this paper. It's a little grunge. It's not too much grunge. Someone commented on the one video that I did that it was a little grunge, and she said she really liked grunge. So I like it if it's not overly grungy. I like the dark paper. So then we'll just stick this in here. And like I say, when we close this up, we're not going to be able to see any of that. Now I want to take this and stick it down inside my pocket, and I don't know. Let me see how I get this out of here. Hopefully this idea works, you know. Maybe I have to have it stick up a little bit. So like that, and then we could fold it in. So I think it's going to have to stick up like that a little bit. And I think it should look okay if it's sticking up like that. And then it'll just pull out. I'm just going to play with it for a minute because I didn't try this, so I don't know. I guess I thought it was going to stay down all the way, but it can't. So I have to leave this go down just a little bit, because I have to give it some wiggle room there. And then that'll still hold it shut. I think that'll be okay. Well, we'll hope it works okay. Because as we pull it to put it in here, the back will open up just a little bit and then it'll close. So let me go ahead and cut this off. Well, I didn't cut that very straight, did I? Okay, so I think that'll be just fine, and we'll be able to stick our finger in there and pull it out. So I might have been able to put it down farther. I think I would like it down farther. Let me take this off a minute for my glue sets. I'll just fiddle around with this one for a minute and then we'll know. Yes, we'll just have to pull it open like that. And then pull the back. Am I on camera? And push it down in there. Because I think it looks better down like it's supposed to be. Alright, so let me go ahead and re-glue this if I have to. Then I can ink this edge real quick. Okay. Isn't that a wonderful way to ink your edge? That's not on there straight. Now it is. Okay. So that's our first one. So we would just stick our finger in there and open it up. Do our little journaling and close it back up. I like it better that way. Okay. So that's our first one. Now our second one, I have already inked. And on the inside, this was the cardstock. It's just a lightweight cardstock. So I scored it, and then I just lightly stamped some writing lines in there. So you'd be able to write on the inside. So since I have it open, all we're going to do on this one is just decorate the inside. I'm not going to add any paper to the inside. And this is just a scrap that I had, so I just tore it and inked it. I thought the colors went good with the cardstock. The cardstock is like a marbled look. It's almost like a bluish gray. And then when you open it up, oh, and I have a butterfly, of course, that I'm going to put in here. And I had one of them little gems that was blue. So we're just going to add that to his body. I actually kind of like these little gems. They come on a roll. Okay. Now on the front, I have this cut out, and I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to glue around the 3 sides because this is going to be a pocket. I have 3 little dots down here, so I keep it kind of straight. I think I measured like 3/8 of an inch up from the bottom. It's hard to tell with that angle up there. Okay. I think because that butterfly's under there, I'm going to open it up and decorate it. All right, so we have our little opening here also for our closure to go into. So that's going to share our pocket. And I'm just going to go ahead and, well, it doesn't go there. I'm going to go ahead and glue it on the back now. Seeing as how I know that that's how it's going to be. I was pretty sure of myself though, because I already had this one cut. So that's how that would sit. And then we would just put our fingers in there. Well, that's not what we were supposed to do. I guess we have to let it dry. Didn't I just think I was smart? Okay, so we'll let that dry. Now on the front of this, so like I say, this is going to be a pocket. And on the front of this, I'm just going to put this little tag says remember. And I'm only going to glue this side and this side because this is going to be a little belly band. Then I have some little gems for these. And these are kind of like a goldish brown color. So I'm going to put these two on that match. And then on the sides over here, I'm going to add one to each of them to cover that little spot up. And these are just like the little iridescent colors. Okay. Now, I have these tags. And these tags were long, too long, so I cut the tag off on the bottom. The cut mark is right there. I just brought it up and glued it on so the bottom of the tag is on there, and it makes it so it fit better. And on each one of these, I'm just going to put one of the little gold gems. And that'll cover where the tie would be, or like the little topper. And maybe I didn't get any glue on it. I think I just lost that little gem. This glue is really stringy, but I just love Fabri-Tac. Okay, so we have journaling space on the back of these, and these are just a little bit smaller tags. Okay, now before we put our tags in there, we have to close this. Then we can put our tags in. And with it closed, then, with the tags in, you're really not even going to notice that. And then we're going to have our smaller tags up here in the belly band. So I think that's kind of cute. They're not overly decorated, but I like them. I think it's a good addition to your journal or anything. So then we can just pull this open a little bit. Open it right up. Do our journaling. Close it back up. And add our tags back in there. So that is my video for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. You like it or you don't like it. And I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.